There was a teacher who had exactly 30 students in his class. He had a reputation for being very cruel and strict. Sometimes, when his students misbehaved, he made them stay back and study until late at night in the library. In order to make sure his students actually stayed there and didn't sneak off or go to sleep, he gave them his cell phone number and instructed them to call him at certain times during the night and tell them their student number. This went on for a while, but one night he received a strange call. He answered as usual and heard a girl's voice mumbling, "Hi, teacher. I'm number 31. Before he could say anything, she abruptly hung up on him. At first he didn't even realise, but then he felt furious as he thought of one of his students was playing a joke on him and taking him for a fool. The next day he stormed into the classroom and demanded that the student who pulled the prank stand up and take responsibility for it. The classroom went silent and no one stood up. All of the students denied knowing anything about it. He threatened the whole class, telling them he would beat them if it happened again that night. Unexpectedly, it did happen again. At exactly the same time, he received another phone call. Again, it was the same girl's voice, and she said, "Hi, teacher. I'm number 31. He tried to ask the girl to tell him her name, but she hung up before he got the chance to open his mouth. The next day, he made good on his threats and beat the students in the classroom one by one, demanding that someone own up. Of course, no one did. Even went as far as to go to the other classes and ask them about it, but no one would admit to anything. The calls continued every night exactly the same way. The teacher was going out of his mind. Then finally, one night, before the girl hung up, he managed to ask, "Who are you?" In a weak voice, the girl replied, "I'm in your class, teacher. You know me. My class only has 30 students. Stop trying to trick me." The girl just said, "I'm always watching you during class, teacher, but you always turn your back on me. I want to see your face." Then once again, she abruptly cut off the call. The teacher changed his behaviour. He told his students he wasn't going to make anyone stay back after class anymore. He even went so far as to change his cell phone number, but the calls continued. Eventually, the teacher couldn't take it anymore. The calls were driving him insane. He retired shortly afterwards. A few months later, the school underwent renovations, and while the builders were replacing the blackboard in the teacher's classroom, they were shocked by what they discovered. Hidden in the wall behind the blackboard was the dead body of a young girl.
Oh, of course there was.
He definitely killed her. He is a bad man.
Oh, do you think?